Rome, June 8, 2025. Catholics from around the world gathered in the Eternal City this Pentecost Sunday, June 8th, to commemorate one of Christianity's most significant feast days. Hello, viewers. Welcome to Matters in Rome. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. The celebration marks the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the apostles, traditionally considered the birthday of the Church. In Rome, the heart of Catholicism, the event was marked by solemn liturgy, international participation, and symbolic rituals that drew thousands of pilgrims to St. Peter's Basilica and other sacred sites. The morning Mass at St. Peter's Basilica. The centerpiece of the day was the solemn Pentecost Mass celebrated by Pope Francis at St. Peter's Basilica. The basilica was filled with vibrant music, incense, and the symbolic red vestments worn by clergy to represent the fire of the Holy Spirit. Cardinals, bishops, and priests from across the globe joined the Pope in this sacred celebration. In his homily, Pope Francis emphasized the transformative power of the Holy Spirit and called on the faithful to be builders of peace and instruments of reconciliation in a fractured world. He referenced ongoing global conflicts, ecological crises, and the need for dialogue between cultures and religions. Pentecost reminds us that God speaks all languages, and His Spirit brings unity without erasing diversity, the Pope said. Let us allow ourselves to be guided by this spirit of love and truth. A multilingual proclamation of the Gospel. One of the most moving moments of the Mass was the proclamation of the Gospel in several languages, a reflection of the events of the first Pentecost, when the apostles spoke in tongues and were understood by people from many nations. Acts 2 verses 1-11. This multilingual reading underscored the universal nature of the Church and its mission to all peoples. Pilgrims and tourists were seen listening intently, some moved to tears, as they heard the Gospel read in their native tongues: Latin, Italian, English, Spanish, French, Arabic, and Swahili, among others. A special blessing in Regina Coeli. Following the Mass, the Pope appeared at his window in the Apostolic Palace overlooking St. Peter's Square, where tens of thousands had gathered under the June sun. There, he prayed the Regina Coeli, the traditional Marian prayer said during the Easter season, and offered a special Pentecost blessing. He spoke briefly to the crowd, encouraging young people to remain open to the Holy Spirit and challenging world leaders to promote justice and harmony. May the Holy Spirit inspire hearts to act with courage and compassion, he said. Peace is not only possible, it is our responsibility. Traditional celebration at the Pantheon. Later in the day, one of Rome's most iconic Pentecost traditions took place at the Pantheon, now the Basilica of St. Mary and the Martyrs. After the Pentecost Mass, Roman firefighters climbed to the top of the ancient dome and dropped red rose petals through the oculus, the massive circular opening at the center of the ceiling. This breathtaking cascade of petals symbolizes the descent of the Holy Spirit. As petals floated gently down over the congregation, gasps and applause erupted from the crowd, a tradition that dates back centuries. Visitors described the experience as deeply spiritual and unforgettable. Pilgrims reflect on the meaning of Pentecost. For many pilgrims, Pentecost in Rome is not just about ceremony but spiritual renewal. Marta Sanchez, a 32-year-old visitor from Argentina, said, "Being here in Rome on Pentecost makes me feel the strength and unity of the Church. It's a reminder that we're all part of something bigger." Likewise, Father Jean-Marc from Cameroon commented, "The Spirit does not belong to any one culture. Pentecost is about mission, courage, and community. A celebration that echoes beyond Rome." Though the center of celebration was in Rome, churches around the world joined in the feast. From Africa to Asia, Europe to the Americas, the faithful lit candles, sang hymns, and invoked the Holy Spirit. But in Rome, the convergence of faith, history, and tradition made Pentecost Sunday particularly poignant. As the sun set behind St. Peter's Dome, pilgrims lingered in the square, some praying silently, others singing in small groups. In a world often marked by division, Pentecost offered a vision of unity rooted in faith, hope, and the enduring presence of the Spirit. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.